Okay, well, what I got here is a UPS. It's an uninterrupted power supply unit made by CyberLink. And this is meant to hook up to any of your electronics and computer and to be able to shut down the computer and save your work, or vice versa actually, save your work and then shut down the computer properly before a power outage. So that's what the purpose of this unit is for, and today I need to replace the batteries in this. And I wish I could have made a video separate on just the demonstration of this unit, but I don't have time for that right now. I got to get these batteries replaced. Maybe in the future I can do a video on demonstrating this and how it works. This unit is a VA 1500 AVR, so it's automatic voltage regulator, and this is a 1000 watt unit. So this can output 1000 watts, or it can handle 1000 watts, I should say. So I need to get this torn down and get a battery in it replaced. So if you want to check that out, don't go anywhere. So just a quick rundown of this unit, since I may or may not make a video of it. You have an LCD screen on the front. Now these can vary in versions, like version 1, 2, and 3, and they can vary a little bit in style depending on how new they are. Now this particular one is about 5 years old, and this one, about every 3 to 5 years, or 3 or 4 years, you should replace the batteries in it, because you'll end up having some weird symptoms in your computer, stuff just shutting down, the computer just blue screening or shutting down randomly, and it's going to be tough to diagnose if your battery is not up to par. With that said, I just want to kind of go over a few features of this without plugging it in, just to kind of let you know. So on the front, it has an LCD screen. You have a couple buttons here. One is display. So when the unit's on, it'll display something, but in a given amount of time, I don't know exactly what it is, but probably within a minute or two, it's going to go blank or black like it is now, and it'll look like it's not on. Now, however, this button up here should be still lit, and that's your power on button. But if it's ever a blank screen like that, you just tap on that button, it'll display a bunch of things, and you can kind of scroll through by hitting the display. You can, that's a select button plus a display button. You keep hitting it and it'll go through your wattage and your hertz and all your output and input stuff. So the other one is just a mute button and an enter button. So kind of self-explanatory in a way there. The battery sits up front here, and we'll get that out shortly here. On the back is where all the fun is. That you have a USB connection, and this USB connection will hook up to your computer, and when you download the CyberLink software, it'll allow you to control how your PC acts when the power goes out. So if the power goes out, for instance, you can set it up so it will save your work and the whole machine will shut down. Or it gives you time to save your work and then shut down the computer safely. So if you're not there for any reason, your computer's just at idle, it will shut down the computer without a problem as soon as it senses that the power goes out. So anyway, moving on, we have some phone connections or Ethernet connections, and that'll protect your network. Also, here's some coax cables you can hook up to that, so that'll protect your input from probably your internet provider. Moving down, you have a surge protection button. If that pops out, push it back in if you have an overload. If this keeps popping out, you have a different problem. Either you got something hooked up to it that's taking too much of a load, or the unit has a problem itself. if, okay, so now we have some black connections here and gray painted connections for your normal 120 volt hookup. Now, the black connections, if you just hook up anything to those are going to be just surge protection only. You do not have battery backup there. Over here, you have, right here, you can see it says Surge Plus battery. So that means it will be protected for surge, and if the power goes out, you will be protected as far as giving you enough time to shut down the equipment properly. And that's about it. You can see you have 12 in total. I think, yeah, 12 in total connections on the back, and that's basically it for the unit. It's pretty sleek. This is a very heavy unit, so putting it on a shelf might not be an option depending on your shelf strength. But yeah, so we're going to get into this. I need to get this battery out and get it changed because it's been, like I said, about 5 years since I've not replaced it, since I bought it. And I'm going to replace the battery at least once with the manufacturer's battery. Now I have right here the CyberLink battery that is going to go in it. And I don't want to put a third-party battery in it because I rely on it for video editing and doing a bunch of other stuff as far as work goes. Now this is a 12 volt, you can see right there, 12 volt, 9, it won't focus, it's focusing on my head, 9 amp hour. So it should be pretty identical to the one that is in here, and we're gonna go ahead and find that out right now. So this unit actually comes with some instructions, and surprisingly to my knowledge, the batteries do. Not the unit, but the batteries actually come with instructions on, depending on what model you have, will depend on which one you follow on just how to disassemble it and replace the battery. I think that's pretty nice actually, and I think I found it on here. Yeah, right here is the model. Right next to my finger, right here is the model that I have. You can see, oh yeah, the CP1500 AVR LCD. So right down here, there is a couple of Phillips, and I just got a couple screwdrivers there, I didn't know. And you got to take this front panel off to access the power supply. Or, excuse me, the battery. So that comes off. Now this should pull. Should pull. Oh, you know what? I think this slides down. Now I'm doing this all off of guessing. Ah, look at that. So that came off. Now there should be some connections on this, so we don't want to, I need to almost prop this up a little bit. There we go. Now we can just move that away. Now that connection looks like it would easily be able to come off and get this right out of your way. However, we don't really need to do that because we just really need to slide this battery out. And you can see that there's some connections on there. We have 2 connections on the battery. I don't know if it comes all the way out or we have to take these off first. So it looks like the ground cable, if you can see right here, the ground cable is actually pretty tight. So we're gonna go ahead and these should be on there tight, and they are. Let's see here. That is on there. Trying to figure out how I want to get this off. I wish I could get this battery all the way out, but that's not going to allow me to do that. So there we go. That was a little tough. Now, if you get the ground off, you can potentially get this up here like this and pull that off. So, yeah, that was not easy. This is a maintenance-free sealed lead-acid battery. But look at this. This does not say CyberPower on it. Isn't that interesting? They probably worked with CyberPower, but yeah, this is not. Doesn't say CyberPower on it. But as long as everything matches, yep, we have 12 volt, 9 amp hour, so that matches. Put this just back how it was. We're gonna hook up our battery here. Now it doesn't have this protective portion on it, which is kind of a shame, but can't really take it off either, so at least not that I know of. It's just glued on, so if I put it back over this, it actually might stay. That's all it was, is just a little epoxy on there. So we're gonna put this back on, if I can, twist it the correct way. And let's get this, there we go. Now we're gonna slip this and turn it this way. And that's good, nothing blew up. We don't want that to happen. Want to get this wire to go in there properly. Ah, it does have 2 batteries. Okay, so I didn't see that. I was wondering if it does, so I bought a second battery just in case. Now, we are going to take this connection off. I think. There we go. So it's got a second battery up here. I thought it did, and I just, I just bought it just in case. So we have the negative on this one going to the positive on the other one. So let's take this off if we can. Actually, we got a couple of screws here that have to come out. That off. Now immediately I'm going to put this in the orientation just so I don't forget. We're going to put this one right on this one. That way that one's ready to go in. And take that off. This one should slide out. All right. Let's see if we can pop this guy off too. There we go. Let's slide this guy back in here. Hook up our positive lead. That's all done. And now we're going to, let's put the other battery in here. And do that. Again, I'm gonna put this in. so. And let's see if we can get this to go in here. I think that's it right there. So let's put this back on. I know, if this wasn't sticking out, I can't remember right now, but we're gonna figure that out very quickly here. And let me get this plugged back in. And we have a slide here. Nope. Definitely wasn't, oh, I lied. All right. Hoping that was it. So we get this back in here like this. Let's try this out. Let's hang it over the edge, that might be easier. All right, so I was struggling with this for a while, and what it ended up being is this battery was within probably 1/8 of an inch, not in far enough, just not allowing it to sit in here properly. So now when it goes in, you can see it goes together very smoothly. So that's the whole problem right there. So now we're just going to put our screws back in, and make sure that this thing actually comes on. There we go. Yep. Totally forgot to put this back in. Okay, so that's the way it's got to go with the wire on the outside like that. All right, we're just gonna demonstrate. I'm gonna turn this unit on. And, okay, so we can see that it has the batteries are perfectly fine. The old ones were too. And we're going to turn on a light here. Now I'm gonna simulate the power going out, which means I'm just gonna unplug this unit. So now it's running on battery backup, and you can hear those beeps. And just to show you, it's completely unplugged. And it'll tell you about how long it'll run. It's not completely accurate, but it will tell you about how long until this will go out. And if I turn more on, that should go down, but these are LEDs. There you go. See how it really went down now? And it's going back up now. So now it's got no load on it. So you can clearly see that all these lights still work with this even unplugged. And that's the way it's designed to work. So that's it. That's going to do it for me for this video. I hope you enjoyed the little teardown and battery replacement of one of these units. Now, some of them have only one battery to replace, depending on the size unit you got. Now, in this form factor, this is pretty much the biggest you're going to get. Otherwise, you go to, you know, obviously larger ones and a little different shape of them. So, but anyway, if you have any interest in one of these and saving your computer components between your computer or maybe your router and your modem, stuff like that, don't hook a printer up to this, but a lot of other little things you can hook up. Maybe you need one little light or something, you know, that's LED. But hook up your monitor, at least one monitor. If you only have one, hook up 2 monitors. I have 2 monitors hooked up to this plus my computer. And I think one other small thing that I can't think of. But anyway, If you're interested in one of these, I will have it in the description down below, and it is an affiliate link, which means I will make a small commission on anything that you purchase. If you do purchase it, don't worry, your identity is perfectly safe. I only know what you purchased, not who you are, and not where you're located. I just know what you purchased and how much my commission was. And it's very small. It's only 1 or 2%. So yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. Hit that thumbs up and like this video, please. And also comment down below if you wish. If you have not subscribed, consider subscribing and hit that little bell icon next to the subscription button to get notified for any future videos that I do post. And until next time, guys, take care.